would start to go like this, because they don't have anything else in place. And, whatever, if you like to do that, if you like to be on all the time, do it. I like to be on a lot, but I also don't like that to be everything that I'm relying on. I like to have other shit running. I like to have websites that are ranking and YouTube videos that are ranking and making me money, paid traffic that's hitting those, different things, people working for me to drive traffic, people working for me to build assets and stuff that people will see that'll make me money, people creating content for me, things that are running in the background. So if I want to be on hitting it really, really hard, adding that part to my business, like that's the cherry on top for me. It's not the whole sundae. So that's a really, really important thing as far as being successful, right? You have to define what success means to you, and you have to find somebody who's successful. That you know this already. You know that you need to find someone to model. If you want to learn how to play guitar, you don't just buy a guitar and like sit there and fucking guess. Like you go and get guitar lessons from somebody, right? So it's the same thing with business. If you want to be successful, you find someone who's successful. But finding someone that's successful doesn't just mean that they make a lot of money. You have to look at how they make their money, and then you have to look at, do they keep their money? Do they do cool things? Can they move around? I used to get mentored by people, and they're great people, but they used to put drapes over their windows, like black drapes, so that they didn't know if it was day or night, so they could just work and work and work and work and work. And they would manipulate their bodies and their minds so that they didn't know, oh, it's time to go to sleep. Oh, it's time to, be awake, right? I don't want that shit. I want to like hang out by the pool and shit like that, and then check my stats afterwards, right? So you have to look at how people are making their money. And if you're curious about running a leverage business like that, I'll have a link to a webinar that you can check out, where we just introduce some people that are already doing that, and you can see if it's a good fit for you or not. But anyway, you need to be around people who are successful. Another thing is the 5 people that you hang around the most, right? And I have another video on that you can check out, which I'll link to below as well. But the 5 people that you're around, right? You're around 5 broke dipshits that all they do is have a shitty job and complain about how they have a shitty job, and then someone offers them a solution, and then they're like, oh no, because or you're around 5 people who are like ballers, who are like each building their own individual empire, and you can just like learn a shit ton from them, and every time you talk to them, you're like, fuck, like that was awesome. Like I talked to Chris for like a few hours last night just about business and mindset stuff. He had me map out like my perfect day, all these different things, talked about all these structures in business and stuff. By the end of it, I was like, fuck, what a good person to like have in my life. Like what a good person to be able to talk to and like have a conversation with. I used to have people who would like make fun of me for like, working on my business, shit like that, and I would keep them in my life. It was insane. And then I was wondering why I wasn't as successful as I needed to be, which was just crazy. So some other things, in addition to that, is understanding where you want to go, having a goal for yourself, and understanding that you've already on a quantum level. Read a book called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. I love this fucking book. It's so good. I'm almost finished with it. I'll have a review of it on my blog, which I will also link. I'm giving you all the links in the world, baby. What excuse do you have? I have a link to that below that'll go to my blog. But on a quantum level, you have everything already. Like, you're just not experiencing it, right? So to say things like, I want to make $10,000 a month, wanting is literally admitting that you're in a state of lack. And when you're in a state of lack, you're literally saying, I lack $10,000 a month. And then the universe, all that it wants to do is just take whatever thoughts that you have and just like make those thoughts so fucking real that it's gonna put all this evidence in your environment to show you that. So you're saying to the universe, you're trying to say, I want to make, what's your goal? I want to make $10,000 a month. You're shouting, I lack $10,000 a month. I lack $10,000 a month. I'm not making that. I don't have that much money. I'm not making $10,000 a month. The universe is like, okay, fuck you making $10,000 a month. I'm going to give you exactly what you want, bro. Lack of $10,000 a month. $10,000 a month is going to be hard as fuck for you to make. So then all of a sudden you don't get it. Whereas if you desire things, if you understand that on a quantum level, you already have everything, because everything is already one. This is not just like woo-woo fairy stuff. This is like science on a quantum level. Everything is one. Everything is the same. We're just experiencing, the oneness splits into a bunch of shit so that it can experience itself, I guess. Who knows? Who knows? Who has the answers, right? It's not even the important part of this video. But, don't say that you want things, right? You can't get anything that you want. Here's the really important thing I just learned about in this book. You can't get anything. You literally cannot get anything that you want. Let's say that you want food, right? If you want food, you're admitting to not having food, and you're in this wanting state. So then you get up and you start driving to a restaurant. Well, now all of a sudden you're not in this wanting state. You're not wanting food. What are you doing? You're getting food. You're in motion. You're moving towards your goal. You're getting food. And then you get food, and then you've received it, right? this is a completely different way to think about things. And I'll have a review of this book below. But if we're not thinking about this kind of stuff, then we're just going to be like moving around the state of like wanting, and when you want, you can't have. So I have a bunch of videos about this, about how to be more successful in business, how to be more successful in life in general. If you guys would like to see those, subscribe to this channel. Comment below. Let me know what things have helped you become successful. And definitely check out our webinar that we have, because I talk about that leveraged business like I was mentioning earlier. And hope you guys are doing great. Adios.